Back in Denver, Colorado at the Athletic Club. My name is Dave Vincent alongside nobody for this match, as Matt McLaughlin is going to go up against John Bike. Matt McLaughlin out of Kansas City, Kansas. John, Hesperia, California. We know all about John's Hall of Fame career. You're probably wondering a little bit more about Matt McLaughlin. He's won the 40 national championships just a couple years ago. John Bike did the same a year later. See John Bike wearing his WPH Senior Tour shirt. John's been splitting time between the qualifier and the Senior Tour, doing both. He almost became one of the invited 8 right before his inauguration into the USHA Hall of Fame. The Senior Tour players play 1 game to 25. You have to win by 2. McLaughlin said this is a thrill of his to play an idol of his, John Bike, here in a major championship. McLaughlin drove 8 hours from Kansas City here to Denver, Colorado. John Bike getting back into position using that right hand. This first rally, both players are starting to get a little stiff, and Matt McLaughlin closes it out with a little punch fist, and you see both players now breathing really hard. Elevation at the club right here, they're saying is about 5,500 feet above sea level. That's their best estimate.
Side out.
Matt McLaughlin could have easily have gone back to that corner to get that ball, but after about 4 or 5 shots, this elevation gets to the lungs. That's why you have to be really impressed when these guys go into those 20 and 30 shot rallies. Both of these players have won 40 national championships in recent years. They didn't play in the tournament at the same time, and now we get to see it. It's like a final. Earlier today, it was Nadi Alvarado taking down Dan Armijo. Dan didn't score more than 7 points.
Point. 2-0.
Both of these players feeling a little bit fatigued already at this elevation. Referee is John Robles. They started off with a 40-shot rally, and I think that kind of set the pace here. Oh, John's now cramping. His back is doing what it does. John has one of those great pre-tournament and in the tournament preparations. He has the same type of regimen that he goes into the swimming pool, does all the stretching, and yet he still seems to always come up lame with a pinched nerve in his back. Let's welcome in Dave Fink. I don't know, Dave, if you are also in the middle of your tournament preparation as you play Sean Lenning later today in your semifinal match.
Dave, I was actually asked to be here by the Director of Public Relations of the WPH. She said that, you know, we're doing some pre-match interviews with the semifinalists. So I stopped what I was doing. I was actually in the pool, and now I'm here. Now, you have a number of questions lined up for me.
Coming in.
Okay.
4 serves 1.
We're at 4-1 with McLaughlin at 4 and Bike at 1. It's a 1-game match to 25. You see Matt had to readjust his feet there, Dave. Do you see that? I think he's directly below you. You might have missed it. See your perch there at the short line or the foot fault line.
I'm actually not announcing this match.
Oh, okay. I thought.
I'm only here because I'm fulfilling my obligations as a player, believe it or not.
Oh, I get it now.
Kind of slow on the uptake this morning. You know, it's been a tough weekend for you here in beautiful and snowy Denver, Colorado.
And by snowy, you mean complete whiteout. Blizzard.
Replaying 5-1.
They said there was going to be 2 feet of snow last night, overnight, until this morning. We woke up with no snow, and then it hasn't stopped since we got up. And John must have just found something, because he's giving steady doses of 2-wall shots right into the left hand of Matt McLaughlin. Strangely enough, McLaughlin just keeps stepping there and hitting the ball on the ground with his left. After hitting it correctly 2 or 3 times in a row, the rally always ends with the one going down into the ground.
Coming in.
You watch the young guys play, and they're just running all around the court like the elevation means nothing to them. The old guys get in there, and it's just one rally, and it's...
You disagree? One agrees, one disagrees. We're going to call it short. Think. I know. Short serve. Second.
That was actually one of the greatest moments so far in this whole tournament.
Well, I learned from the line judge who called a football on Serena. I just kept looking straight ahead, didn't make any eye contact.
Well,
I'm now getting the same sort of threats that Serena directed towards that lovely young lady.
Check it, please.
yeah, that ball was short by probably 3, maybe 4 inches.
Well, we can always go to instant replay.
2-5.
I don't think we need to. Pretty obvious to everybody. Except for you. Why is John grabbing his back there?
Maybe because it hurts.
5-2.
The funniest thing is that I'm actually here for an interview, haven't been asked one question, and then I became a line judge.
Which is, and I did too. And I overruled you. I gave the thumbs up behind your back. You didn't see that.
And the middle finger, which I did see.
That was with the other hand.
Oh, okay. So I think this interview is going extremely well.
It's going as it always does.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see what happens here. Matt's going to go down low, go for the bottom board, and he hits it square center, and John gives him a round of applause. Love those gloves that John Bike is wearing, those PHA gloves.
A lot of people are asking about those gloves, where they can buy them.
Well,
and by a lot, I mean one.
You can see that on his hand there. That's made by, I believe, Actalon. That's a tough one to get right there. That ball scraping the side wall, and now McLaughlin scoring another point. Let's listen for that score.
And Dave, are they going to play one game to 25, or are they going to switch in the middle of the match? I mean, I know it's sort of subject to change.
No, it's one game to 25.
What's amazing is that Armijo argued his way into a best-of-3 match in the middle of a match. I don't think I've ever seen him lose an argument except on Thursday. And the only way he lost that is because his opponent literally disappeared into thin air.
Well, I actually have to tell you a little bit more about the story that I haven't told you yet about that player disappearing.
Yes.
Not only did the player disappear, but he also drove back to the hotel.
Oh, okay.
He said, well, you know, took a shower, hot tub. Oh, well, they could play the match, you know, the last point, but going to be completely rested. Wow, that is an amazing shot right there. And I believe there's going to be a timeout from John Bike.
Well, you know, it was actually similar to the Immaculate Reception, where the officials just had to run off the field after they called it a touchdown. They were going to get probably killed by 60,000 Pittsburghers had they ruled that an incompletion.
Well, it was.
I know it was. It was the Immaculate Incompletion as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think they changed that rule, and now you can't do that.
Right.
That play couldn't happen in real life if it happened again. You see John Bike with all of his fans down low here. Catching the action
What I find amazing, Dave, about this incredible tournament here is not one person playing in the Colorado State doubles, and there's 140 players, has any clue who's in the pro draw. They don't know who's playing who. They don't know when the matches are. They don't know who the pros are.
Is this part of your interview, or is this?
Well, now I'm sort of deviating because I feel like I have to come up with my own material. I mean, I'm here. I know I've been told it's a 10-minute interview. I've already been here for 8 minutes, so I guess this is all we're gonna get here. I do miss the player interviews though post-match, which we haven't seen in a couple of events.
Well, that's money to the Tahiti fund.
That's true.
Just keep racking it up. Can you please, and this is one of the questions.
Yes.
Can you give those at home, the fans, and there's a lot of them.
Yeah, I know.
Could you give them the numbers, the financial numbers of the Tahiti fund? That looked like it was short.
Well, are we just talking about from this weekend? I mean, Mike Schneider was hit for 140.
No, I'm talking about collectively throughout the year, so far this year, this season.
Well, you know, like I said, without my office here that you didn't set up, haven't been able to use my spreadsheets and other number crunching devices. So, I mean, we're hovering in that $4,500 range.
Okay.
But that's before this event.
Well,
so,
this event's brought us a lot.
Well, this has been
a fruitful event for us.
You know, we've not only found the players, but also referees and the broadcast crew.
I'm thinking a round of golf in Tahiti.
That'll be fun.
Is going to be sponsored by the Denver Athletic Club.
Yeah.
I didn't think we're going to be able to play golf this year. I think we're going to be able to now. And rent a cart.
So actually what we're going to do is we're going to go somewhere that's even hotter than where we live.
True, but
yeah, no, that makes sense.
We'll go during hurricane season because that black cloud follows us everywhere. That's a nice kill shot right there from John. And he's going to do it again, I think. Nope. I like that serve right there. If you don't mind engaging in a ceiling game. But what happens is if your opponent hasn't returned that serve in a while, they sometimes do it to where it doesn't hit the ceiling, or they hit it too hard or maybe even too soft, and it ends up being a setup. So it's good to do this every now and then in your match. That Dave Chapman second serve with either velocity or a little loft to it.
And Dave, John now just overpowering Matt McLaughlin's left. He's pushing Matt back to the left. And really, it's hard to have an answer for that. And John hits that heavy ball, as I know you know, Dave. And the ball just sort of pushes you back. When you're pushed back and you're tired to your left, it's almost impossible to even return the ball. And John, Dave, maybe not as physically nimble and fit as he'd like to be, but he's got plan B. John knows if he can't find the bottom board, he can push the ball to the left, he can go to the ceiling, and he can just drive the ball right at you with hop. He doesn't have to shoot the bottom board to win matches. And he was that way, Dave, as a top pro as well. I mean, there were times I saw him dominate guys without hitting kill shots, just hitting hard hops and power drives to the left.
Yeah, but his defensive game is right up there with some of the best I've ever seen.
Well, he has this ability to put the ball in spots where you just have no opportunities to end rallies.
Now, you remember when you played John for the first time in, you know, pretty much years, and I believe it was in Idaho. And John was holding pretty strong against you, maybe got up to about 16 points.
Actually, it was 18. He played incredibly well there.
And there's a timeout called here. What were your impressions back then when you said, you know, you're a little bit, I wouldn't say nervous, but, you know, you're playing against a guy that you would consider one of your heroes. He's also a strong lefty like yourself, an offensive lefty. When you first played him in Idaho, Dave, what was the feeling that you got when you said, my gosh, this guy he's still got it? He was in his, I would say about 43, 44 years old then.
Well, I believe he was 45. That was race stop number 1, first race stop we've ever had, 2011. And, you know, going into the match, I'd had dinner the night before with John, and he had those terrible back spasms. And kind of mentally, I was thinking, I'm probably not even going to play tomorrow morning because this guy can't play. He can't even get up to go to the bathroom. And, you know, the match started, and it was like I was playing John Bike from 1995. I mean, he was incredible. I couldn't do anything. He had me off balance. I felt like I never had an opportunity to shoot the ball, and you know, I was lucky to win that first game, and I think he did wear down after that first game only because he had 2 hard qualifier matches the day before. But when John Bike is feeling good and he's able to execute what he wants to do, he's very difficult for anybody to beat. And you saw that. He took out Chip Morales and Abe Montillo in Houston, took 9th place there. Took out Anthony Celesto also in Houston.
Which is, I mean, I played Anthony. He's just impossible to play. But John also played in the senior tour there, went both ways.
Yeah.
So he's playing a lot of handball. He had back spasms. But isn't it, I guess the point I'm getting at is his defensive shots, you put him up there, you know, maybe a second behind Chapman, Tony Healy.
Yes, John knows how to keep the ball sort of in that chest to shoulder height where you're always hitting the ball from an uncomfortable position.
Wow, that was an unbelievable shot right there from McLaughlin. What did you see from your angle there as Matt looked like he threaded the needle?
Well, you heard John sarcastically say nice serve. He's tried to hit the Z serve into the left corner, but he didn't get the right angle. Matt was able to push himself into the right side wall and blast a kill shot into the left. It was a great shot.
11 serves 8 here. You heard the score from referee John Robles. And John Bike just paddle kills that ball with the right hand.
And Dave, how nervous is Matt McLaughlin? I mean, I don't believe that Matt McLaughlin played on the tour, and if he did, certainly wasn't in that John Bike kind of level. And now here he is taking on John Bike in a big pro senior event. I mean, what's going through his mind right now, Dave?
Oh, and that ball hits Matt McLaughlin, and the referee called a point, but it's really a side out.
How's the ball?
I mean, is Matt McLaughlin nervous? Is he just happy to be in there?
I don't think he's nervous. You know, he just won the 40 national championships. John won it the next year. They didn't play each other, but nonetheless, I believe that I don't think he's nervous at all. You know, he plays against Tommy Little when Tommy was healthy in Kansas City. He also played big-time college for LFC with guys like Rob Pierce, Chris Tico, and Jennings, and you know, that group, even Mark Hammond. I mean, he had some big names. He's played a lot of pressure games. He played against Mike McDonald, and I also, you know, to win the Nationals, and he destroyed him. Mike's won it, you know, 3 or 4 times. But Dave, I think, you know, with him, he's taken some of the past experience and some of his current knowledge, and he's just playing handball out here. I don't think he's nervous at all.
Great shot from Matt. He waits out the John Bike hop with an open stance and drives the ball down the left. Good shot.
Not a nervous shot right there, that left-handed kill down the wall. A nervous shot would have clipped the sidewall.
Good point.
Coming in. 9 serving 13.
The score is 9-13.
Terrible serve there from John, and Matt doesn't do enough with it.
John has a way of turning Matt into a lefty.
John misses his patented shot there in the left corner. Looked like he hit it pretty well. It just barely skipped in.
13-9.
I saw my wife blowing kisses at you, Dave. Oh, nice shot right there from McLaughlin. And we say goodbye to Dave Fink, who is now going to get prepared for a match that will take place in 3 or 4 hours from now. There's halftime. Referee asks the players to change their shirt and gloves. We're going to also do the same. We'll be back in just a bit. Stay here at racefor8.com.
John Bike.
Working and working out takes a lot of energy. That's why I drink Zenergy. Feeling fantastic and looking good has never been easier. Science, extreme science for your active lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. Our non-toxic, biodegradable, all-purpose cleaner works great for cleaning it. Thank you. Non-toxic, biodegradable, simple green. It's great for cleaning.
One minute. Seconds. John, you're serving. Resuming play. 9 serves 15.
And the second half is underway. 9:15. John Bike serving here. Looks a little bit more rejuvenated, but Matt McLaughlin has been playing really sharp. That was an overhit from McLaughlin. Bike just has a way of putting that ball down to where it just doesn't pop up as much as other players.
10 serves 15. Short.
Score is 10-15. John Bike serving to Matt McLaughlin. This is game number 1. It's the only game. One game match at 25. And there's always a momentum change. Matt McLaughlin said that's what's really different about this one-game match at 25. He's serving at 14. He gets his 15th point. It's an automatic 3-minute timeout, comes back out. John Bike is serving, and he's already scored 3 straight points. And he said, wait a second, I was serving, and I had everything going for me. Now all of a sudden, I'm finding myself down.
Serves 11. Second. Point.
McLaughlin scores another point here. You're watching the senior race for 8. That's any player over the age of 40 can play in this. He who has the most points will be invited to Seattle, Washington.
Point.
Coming up right around the corner, we're going to have the men's semifinals of the main draw between Luis Moreno and Charlie Shanks, and this place is going to be packed. That comes up at 11 o'clock in the morning here, Mountain Time. That'll be 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. Right now, though, as expected, a very competitive match between Matt McLaughlin and John Bike.
Point.
Boy, another nice serve there from Matt McLaughlin.
I thought it was good.
Let's take a look at the replay here.
I thought it was good, John. I'm sorry. Short? No comment?
No comment.
I thought it was good.
I couldn't tell on my original screenshot here.
Point 20-11.
I'm now one of the line judges and I have no comment. That was another good one. Let's take a look at the replay. No replay of that replay. I like that overhand fist, nice camera angle there.
Side out. What did you guys see? 11 serves 20.
Here's that controversial. Yeah, it was short.
Short. Second.
When it happened live, I just really couldn't tell if it was on the line or not. And then on the replay, you could see it was short. John Bike was right.
Point. 12 serves 20.
And John puts in a little extra effort right there, making it 13-20. Matt McLaughlin playing good ball right here. Came out in the second half with a lot of thunder. That's what this elevation will do. Again, nice shot from McLaughlin. He's going to pin John off to the right. Go to the corner. John's able to get there, but just unable to bend down quick enough.
Serves 13. Side out. 13.
Remarkably, John Bike is hanging pretty tough in here, and you can see he's putting a little extra effort right now, a little push, trying to get a couple points.
14-20.
At 14-20. We've seen John do it so many times in the past where if you blink, he's back in within a couple points. Nice control from Matt McLaughlin. He doesn't try to do too much with the ball. I mean, you watch Matt play and he has a pro attitude and you have to respect it. He did not execute that, didn't execute that shot, but it was really cool to watch him move his feet. He got fooled. He made a quick stutter step, went for a flat rollout and missed it by a ½ inch. And then he's mad at himself for not going for the kill shot on an earlier attempt. If you're going to blame anybody, Matt, you have to blame me because I was talking about how you had that pro mentality. I know an announcer cursed you. 15-20, John Bike serving. And John's serving every single one of his first serves as a short ball. Then he goes up to what has been the most effective serve, and that's that high Dave Chapman second serve.
Coming in.
You've seen a lot of
20 serves 15.
you've seen a lot of fans out here
Short.
coming in here watching this matchup. John Bike does still have a huge draw at these pro stops. It's a nice shot right there with an offhand. I think it's interesting to watch the game of handball. Just stand back and watch what happens, and maybe kind of chart what you see and maybe try to learn from it. You see both of these guys are going up high. They're hitting wraparounds. And then all of a sudden, one player goes down low, the next player goes down low, and now you know they're playing that let's go down in the ground and pound game right now, and then they close it out with a kill shot at the end. You can see when the game starts to lower, it's truly fun to watch.
So it took you that long to get there?
Never noticed it before. But no, you know, if you start recognizing that once the game goes down low, both players stayed down there. And you can also see Matt McLaughlin attack that short line, Dave. And as he did that, he was sort of saying, okay, this is good. We're going to put it out. We're going to put it away now. Like he just decided that he wanted to go for the kill shot. And look at that beautiful kill there from Matt McLaughlin. 22 to 15. Dave, you have to be impressed with Matt McLaughlin. I believe he could be one of those guys that could go to a qualifier and qualify at 40, 42, 43 years of age.
You know, I agree with you, Dave, and I think that he could have possibly qualified here. We saw Andy Shadd almost qualify here, losing to Vic Perez, who went on to the quarterfinals, but I believe Matt and Andy Shadd is a close match.
I would say that I wouldn't bet either way. Look at that beautiful left-handed kill shot. Very impressed with Matt McLaughlin. I mean, the thing about it is he executes, but he also knows how to play the game. I mean, he was coached by the great Mike Dow. And there it is. Matt McLaughlin takes down one of his childhood idols, John Bike.
He's
and
about as good at that back slap as I am.
And we'll be in the finals now to face Nadi Alvarado later this afternoon. We'll be back. We have more action coming up in just a bit. Stick with us. In about 30 minutes or so, it'll be the first semifinal of the main draw when Luis Moreno goes up against Charlie Shanks. You stay here at racerate.com.
My name is Bruce Fabrizio. In 1975, I invented Simple Green based on 3 principles. It had to be safer to use, it had to work, and it had to be completely made in America. From generation to generation, Simple Green has been cleaning everything from car engines and tools to kitchen counters and floors. No matter what you clean, indoors or outdoors, clean it with non-toxic, biodegradable Simple Green.
Rethink what you know about this Vegas icon. Elevate your expectations at the Stratosphere Hotel, Casino, and Tower. See what's new, up, down, and all around.